Hi guys, we're from group 2, named Najwa Raqiqah Shabrina, Willdan Mugar Nurochmad, and Cahya Mahadi Putri, and today we're going to the presentation about managing employees' performance.
The process of performance management. There is have 6 steps in the performance management process. The first 2 steps of the process involve identify what the company is trying to accomplish, its goals or objectives, and developing employee goals and actions to achieve these outcomes. Step 3. In the process, organizational support involves providing employees with training, necessary resources and tools, and ongoing feedback between the employee and managers. Step 4 involves evaluating performance. The managers and employee discuss and compare target goals and supporting behavior with actual results. Step 5 identify what the employee can do to capitalize on the performance strengthen and address weakness. Step 6 provide consequences for performance results. Criteria for effective performance management. Several criteria determine the effectiveness of performance measures. 1. Fit with the strategy A. Performance management system should aim at achieving employee behavior and attitude that support the organization's strategy, goals, and cultures. If a company emphasizes customer service, then its performance management system should define the kinds of behavior that contribute to good customer service. 2. Validity is the extent to which a measurement tool actually measures what it is intended to measure. In the case of performance appraisal, validity refers to whether the appraisal measures all the relevant aspects of the performance and omits irrelevant aspects of performance. 3. Reliability. With regards to a performance measure, reliability describes the consistency of the result that the performance measure will deliver. 4. Acceptability. Whether or not a measure is valid and reliable, it must meet the practical standard of being acceptable to people who use it. The user include the employee supervisor, and anyone else who measures the employee's performance. They also include the employee being evaluated. Specific feedback. A performance measure should specifically tell employees what is expected of them and how they can meet those expectations.
Errors in the performance measurements. People observe behavior and they have no practical way of knowing all the circumstances, intentions, and outcomes related to that behavior, so they interpret what they see. 4. Fairness in rating performance and interpreting performance appraisals requires that manager understand the kind of distortions and commonly occur. Several kinds of error and bias commonly influence the performance measurements. First, people often tend to give a higher evaluation to people they consider similar to themselves. Most of us think of ourselves effective, so if others like us, they must be effective too. Second, if the rater compares an individual not against an objective standard but against the other employees, contrast errors occur. A competent performance who works with exceptional people may be rated lower than competent simply because of the contrast. Third is rater make distributional errors when they tend to use only one part of the rating scale. The error is called leniency when the reviewer rates everyone near to the top, strictness when the rater favors lower rankings, and central tendency when the rater puts everyone near to the middle of the scale. Distributional errors make it difficult to compare employees rated by the same person. Also, if different raters make different kinds of distributional errors, scores by these raters cannot be compared. Last one is rater often let their opinion of one quality color the opinion of others. When the bias is in a favorable direction, this is called the halo error. When it involves negative rating, it is called the horns error. Halo error can mistakenly tell employees they don't need to improve in any area, while horns error can cause the employees to feel frustrated and defensive. Political behavior in performance appraisals. Political behavior occur in every organization. Organizations can minimize appraisals politics by establishing an appraisal system that is fair. One technique is to hold a calibration meeting or gathering at which managers discuss employee performance rating and provide evidence supporting the ratings with the goal of eliminating the influence of rating error. How to provide performance feedback effectively by giving performance feedback. First, scheduling performance feedback. Performance feedback should be a regular expected management activity, but annual feedback is not enough. One reason is that managers are responsible for correcting performance deficiency as soon as they occur. Second one is preparing for a feedback session. In announcing the meeting to an employee, the manager should describe it as a chance to discuss the role of the employees, the roles of the manager, and the relationship between them. Manager should also say and believe that they would like a meeting to be an open dialogue. The content of the feedback session and the type of language used can determine the success of this meeting. Conducting the feedback session. During the feedback session, manager can take any of three approaches in the tell and sell approach. Manager tell the employees their rating and then justify those ratings, the tell and listen approach. Manager tell employees their ratings and let employees explain their side of the story. And the problem solving approach, manager and employee work together to solve performance problem in atmosphere of the respect and encouragement. Once the manager and others have measured an employee's performance, this information must be given to the employees. Only after the employees have received feedback can he or she begin to plan how to correct the shortcomings. Delivering feedback feels to the manager as he or she is standing in judgment of others, a role few people enjoy. Receiving criticism feels even worse. Fortunately, managers can do much to smooth the feedback process and make it effective.
Comparing the major method for measuring component. Choosing the right method, the optimal method hinges on the specific role, organizational culture, and desired outcomes. Here are some additional consideration. First, job type. Results are more relevant for sales role, while behavior is crucial for team leads. 2. Company values. If innovation is important, tracking time spent brainstorming ideas might be valuable. 3. Employee development. Behavior measure can be a valuable tool for identifying skill gaps and providing targeted training. By strategically combining different methods and focusing on continuous improvement, we can create a performance management system that benefit both your employee and your organization. Additionally, incorporating self-assessment and feedback from colleges can provide a more well-rounded picture of employee performance. Major sources of performance information in terms of their advantage and disadvantage. Here's a breakdown of major sources of performance information for managing employees, highlighting their strengths and weakness. First, manager. Advantage. Manager have a good grasp of core job requirement and can assess how well employees meet them. Their feedback can be highly relevant and carry weight with employees. Disadvantage, managerial bias can creep in, favoring employees they like or overlooking contribution of those they don't. Limited visibility for some roles where managers don't directly observe daily tasks can also be an issue. 2. Peers. Advantage. Peers see each other in action constantly, offering insight into teamwork, communication, and problem-solving skill. This perspective can be particularly valuable for collaborative roles. Disadvantage, personal relationship can cloud judgment, leading to inflated rating for friends or overly harsh evaluation for rivals. Peers might also be hesitant to give a constructive criticism, fearing repercussion. Next is self-appraisals. Advantage. Employees have a deep understanding of their own strengths, weaknesses, and accomplishments. Self-appraisals can spark productive conversation about goals and development needs. Disadvantage. People tend to overestimate their performance Employee might downplay weakness or struggle to avoid a negative evaluation. Next is customer or clients advantage. Their feedback reflects the direct impact of an employee work on external stakeholders. This can be crucial for roles where customer satisfaction is paramount. Disadvantage, client evaluation can be subjective and influenced by factors beyond the employee's control. For some roles, there might be limited interaction with client, making their perspective less relevant. Next is subordinates for manager. Advantage, employee reporting to a manager can offer valuable insight on leadership style, communication, and effectiveness in creating a positive work environment. Disadvantage, power dynamics can skew feedback. Employees might be hesitant to criticize their manager for fear of retaliation. Effective performance management relies on a multi-source approach, combining insight from managers, peers, self-appraisals, and potentially customer or subordinate for manager to get a well-rounded understanding of an employee performance. This allows for a fairer and more comprehensive evaluation, leading to a better development opportunity and overall organizational success.
The case study, comparative analysis of employee performance management in practice between Indonesia and Japan. Formality and structure. Japan has more formal and structured performance management system, while Indonesia tends to be more informal and relationship-based. Second is feedback and evaluation. Japanese emphasize direct and detailed feedback, while Indonesia often favors indirect and more subjective approaches. Third, career development. Japan places a greater emphasis on employee training and career progression, while Indonesia may have more limited opportunity in this area. Fourth, seniority and hierarchy. Indonesia places more importance on seniority and hierarchy, while Japan's system is more closely tied to performance and KPIs.
Conclusion: an effective performance management cycle is a system every company should have in place, a tool that's optimized to offer continuous growth to your employees. Implementing clear-cut performance management system will help your employee grow and flourish. Performance management is the system process by which an agency involves its employee as individuals and members of groups. In improving organizational effectiveness is the accomplishment of agency missions and goals. Thank you guys for your attention and hope you guys like our videos, and goodbye.